Welcome to Let's Weave Beads. Here I will be going over the right angle weave, actually showing you me doing the actual stitch. Here is the sample I had showed in the previous video. What we're doing is 6 bead rectangles for our conversion pieces. So let us begin. Here I have part of one of my practice patterns which I will work with, and I have some larger beads so that you can hopefully see it well as I am showing you here. What I do when I use the one needle right angle weave, I start with the second bead in for the first row. So I will start here, add 1, and then for here I'll add 2 beads, then we will add 1, and then here we will add 2 beads, and we'll let them drop down. And I just use a piece of tape to keep my beads from falling off. And then you'll go through that first bead again, going the same direction you threaded through it the first time. Now this video is mostly for people who already know the right angle weave, so I won't be giving too many extra tips or anything. Now you'll notice probably on the first row that it looks more round. As you add your beads, they will become more rectangular as you add more rows. So there's our first. Now our string is coming down this way, so we will add 2, 2, then 1, and then 2. We'll add 2 here, then 1, and then 2 for this one, and then we'll go through this bead here. Now you want to go in the direction so it's coming out the same side as the string you're working. And now here is where it's a little different. Instead of going through one bead like you do with the regular, you're going to go through 2 beads. And that's your side. Oops, I missed one. Thought I had them both. Alright, so that's your side. And then you'll go up to the end bead. And now you are here, so you're ready to add your next row. Now we're coming out the top, so we're going to add 2, then 1, then 2. So we'll add 2, then 1, then 2. And then we go through this bead here. Remember, you go so it comes out the same side your string is coming out of. And now again we go through 2 beads for our side, and then 1 bead on the end. And that puts us here, and we're coming down, so we will add 2, and then 1, and then 2. So we need 2, then 1, and then 2. Then we go through previous bead, Now we want to get ready for our next row. Now on this piece, our string happens to be coming out on the side that our row is going to be on. So we only need to go through these 2 beads here, because these are our side beads. So we go through 2. Now if it was the other way around, our string was up here, we would then want to go through all 5 beads so that our string is coming out over here. Maybe one of our other rows will have that, and I'll be able to show that to you. So we are now coming out. We're coming out this direction here, and we want to add 1, then 2, and then 1. So we have 1 of these, 2 of these, and then 1. And now you want to go through both of these beads, because these both are the side bead for this set. And you don't have to do both at the same time, as I usually try to do. If you just do one at a time, that's fine too. Now, as we're going this direction, we're going to want to go through all of the beads we just added so that we're on the correct side. One end bead, 2 side beads, and 1 end bead. Alright, now we're coming towards our finished row, so we need to go through these 2 beads here before we can begin the next. So you want to go through the 2 beads that are together as part of that rectangle. And now we are ready. We're coming out this side, so we're going to add 1 and then 2. So we add 1 and then 2. And we want to circle back, so we need to go through the end bead of our previous set. And that connects our 3 beads we just added. Then we go through the 2 side beads of the circle we're currently working on. And then to prepare us for the next, I said circle, rectangle we are working on. And then to prepare us for the next rectangle, we want to go down through that end bead. That finishes this, and we're coming down, so we're going to add 2 and then 1. So we add our 2 side beads, our 1 end bead, and then because our rectangle is going to go this way, we're going to go through these 2 side beads going towards our row that we're working on. I'm going to do maybe 1. This is the disadvantage of not using needles. I'm not a needle person. I bead without them. Of course, I usually use the cross weave, which I find a little easier for that. So that's 1 of the 2. Now we'll go through the other one. There we go. And then we want to circle back around so that we're in that end bead at the end of the row we're working on. So we go through this end bead, or now it's more of a center bead, then our 2 side beads, and then up through the end bead of the row we're on. Now we need to go through the 2 side beads of the previous row. Alright, now we've added this, and we're coming out here, so we're going to add 1 and then 2. We need 1 and then 2, and we need to connect, so we're going to go through the end of our previous rectangle. And now we want to be in these bottom 2 here to start our next row, so we will have to work all the way through all 5 beads here. So we need the 2 side beads that connect our 2 rows, then the end bead of our current row, and the 2 side beads of the rectangle we just added. And now we're ready to begin the next row. And our string is coming out this direction, so we are going to add 1 and then 2 and then 1. Add 1 and then 2 for the side and then 1, and now we'll go through the 2 sides that connect us to the previous row, and to get us in position we want to go through the end bead of the rectangle we just added. We've added these, and we're coming down, so we are going to do 2 and then 1. So we'll add our 2 side beads, our 1 end bead, then we want to go through the 2 side beads of the previous row, which we want to go back towards the way we came. Trying to show you and bead at the same time. Puts a little off angle for me. There we go. Alright, and now we're at the back of our current rectangle, so we're going to want to work our way around. So we'll go through this end or center bead, then our 2 side beads, then our current end bead, and then as our string is coming up towards the previous row we will go through the next 2 side beads, and we're coming this way, so we're going to add 1 and then 2, go up to the end bead. And then through the 2 side beads. And down through our end bead. And now I'm going to stop there. That should give you a pretty good idea, if you are familiar with the right angle weave, of doing rectangles instead of squares. I do have my practice patterns up on my website, so please download and practice doing the rectangle version of the right angle weave. If you'd like to make a bracelet out of them, I use the delicate bead colors here, and I've added extra beads in between that you can connect them to each other with. If you have any questions or need any help, please leave comments. I'll be glad to give you any help that I can. Happy beading!